I'm here with Kevin Sabrowskie. He's 15 years old, and he is a member of the Edinburgh English Seventh-day Adventist Church. Kevin, you were baptized at a camper at age 10, but took some detours along the way, and God brought you back. Say a little bit about that.
Well, actually, I was 11 when I got
11.
baptized, but I'll let that slide. It was sometime in August 2014. I had just gotten baptized. I don't really remember the name of the pastor, but I did get baptized by the youth pastor at the time.
Was that a big Oshkosh Pathfinder camporee?
Yes, there was thousands of people just there at the camporee from all over the world. If there's any Pathfinder watching this and you're planning on going to Oshkosh, believe me, you will not regret it. It is really fun. Anyway, after Oshkosh was said and done, headed back down here to the valley. And for all of you who don't know, Rio Grande Valley is in the most lower part of Texas. Anyway, Satan then just started tempting me by saying, do this to your brother, do that to your brother, a whole lot of temptations.
Do some type of harm to him.
Yes. And then I kept on trying. Then my mom would tell me to read the Bible, and then I'll be reluctant to do that. So then that's also gave me some problems. And then what also made it harder for me was that my parents had a divorce sometime before this. So it was harder for me to really, it was easier for Satan to tempt me because of that, because I was weak during the time. Now me and my brother would just clash a lot in that we would just, if he didn't agree with one thing I said, that was enough to tick me off and want to fight with him. But then a couple years passed, and then come 2018, I then started realizing my brother has no other role model in the family that's male besides me. So then I realized I'm the one that's got to take care of my brother. Besides my parents, of course, I'm the one who's gonna have to take care of my brother. So then I start taking care of him, and then I start teaching him about the Bible, because 4 years before this, I actually joined the Pathfinder Bible Bowl experience, and this taught me that I need to read the Bible, and it gave me an opportunity to read the Bible more, because for a long time I had slid away from God, in that while I was Adventist, I wouldn't read His Word. So it was like I went a little bit astray, and after a while I then started reading the Bible, and then once I turned 14, I then started 8th grade comes, went to school, did all that stuff. Then I had a friend who was a real bad influence. He taught me to do everything that was wrong in the book. I even became a bully to my own brother. It really saddened my grandma. It saddened my parents, because they knew that this wasn't who I was. Then a little while later, I was just going throughout my day. Then I go to my room, and then anger just takes over me, and I go into a fit of rage and just start throwing things around the room. But then my grandma comes into the room and she's like, whoa, Kevin, this is not how you are. You should pray. Next thing I know, I throw myself on the bed, just screaming, Lord, help me, help me, help me. After I scream that, I then take a huge breath of air, and then I just calm down, apologize to my grandma, and we go through the rest of the day. Now, ever since then, I have been reading the Bible more and more, and people have personally come up to me and asked me that they want actual Bible studies from me.
Amen.
Now I have gone to some of these people, and I've actually done Bible studies with them, but I'm still praying to God to let me actually contact those whom I haven't been able to give Bible studies to yet because of life and school.
You know, this is a wonderful testimony. And Kevin, you mentioned to me that you have autism, and yet God is working through all of these things, and you have overcome that to the point you've even preached a couple times. You preached just a few weeks ago in the Edinburgh church for Pathfinder Sabbath. Is that right?
But yes, it is right. I actually preached about Job himself.
Some of his trials. What would you say to young people who wanted to follow Jesus but were sensing a real strong pull to be tempted? What would be final advice you'd give to them?
I would suggest that, if possible, if Satan has you trapped in the moment, pray. If you can't pray, just say God or Jesus. Just say, Jesus, help me. Or if that's not possible, if there's a Bible around you, grab it and start reading it. And if Satan takes you into a rage, grab the Bible. Even if you throw it on the floor, make yourself grab the Bible and read, at least turn to some part of the Bible and start reading it. And then continuously pray, pray, and pray. And I promise you, God will get you through it.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.